Hey everyone, Jason here from Off the Beaten Path and picking up where we left off. We're heading off the dunes now, so taking a different exit to the way we came onto the dunes. You can see here as we're heading out, it's just a massive area. Not showing up on camera, there was a decent sized group over the back there, so one of the local car clubs maybe, something like that, not really sure, but we were heading back towards the beach, so headed down this way, and you can see the beach access just there on the right. And coming onto the beach here straight away, found we were very close to high tide, and the beach was looking very, very soft. So yeah, not a lot of beach to drive on, very off camber and very close to high tide as well. So definitely stopped and thought about whether this is something we wanted to tackle or not.
Gee, this looks precarious. I mean, yeah, is it going to get any higher, Jason, you know?
Sure. I'll go down and try and chart over here.
And clearly I misheard what Luca asked there when I said, sure, it's going to get higher. But yeah, definitely understand why we're saying it looked precarious, because it certainly did. But get down the beach a couple of 100 metres, it does widen out a bit here, as you can see, and the sand firms up, but definitely a soft area back there, that's for sure. So yeah, I was glad to get that little section under my belt. Luca followed suit, and you can see there is Muddy's throwing up a bit of sand, and you can see the tracks that I've left in the sand. Luca's sort of slid down into those ruts.
You're soft back there, eh?
Yeah, I'm clear, but gee whiz, yes.
So
That's getting worse in your car, I think. Should have been up here though, Luca. It worked out a lot, eh?
It does.
So yeah, everybody got through that section okay, which was good. And yeah, we're continuing on the beach, heading towards Beachport. So yeah, heading sort of generally south. You can see there all of us in convoy sort of working our way along. And everybody's sort of sticking to the same line at this point, with the beach being so off camber.
I think we follow this away from the beach here at this point. What do you guys think?
And yeah, it was pretty clear that there wasn't access on the beach there, or if there was, given we were so close to high tide, it wasn't somewhere we wanted to try driving at the moment. So followed these tyre tracks ahead of us and continued off the beach. One thing you find along this route, there's not a lot of signage. It really is sort of a just follow your nose and find your own way. There's a lot of different little side tracks that you can take, and I guess, you know, if you head generally south, you're going to get to Beachport eventually. And yeah, these tracks do change from soft and sandy to rocky fairly quickly. Navigating our way through the bushes here. You can see how quickly the terrain changes. And again, you come out into an area like this, there's a lot of ways you could go. You could go left and follow those tyre tracks, or go right. We did see a sign here, Beachport Conservation Park, so figured this was going to head us back to the beach. And the second sign there says keep vehicles to tracks marked by orange posts. again, it was kind of a case here of which way do we go. I tended to err on the side of taking the right-hand option most of the time because we wanted to get back and stay on the beach as much as we could. Slowed down too much for this.
No, there'd be no camper in there, I'd imagine, but people do.
That's just a no, like the no fire sign.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Who knows? Interesting.
So yeah, very soft sand here. Did try a short reverse there because Luke was fairly close on the tail, but you can see how soft that sand is. Without a bit of momentum, that just wasn't.
We may all need to give him a bit more room. Thanks, Dan. Coming back.
Wasn't going to happen. So yeah, all the guys needed to back up a little bit.
Yeah, either that or I might just have to take the left-hand line. Yeah, just do a car length if need be back to me. Alright, I'm going to have one last go at this from here. Otherwise, yeah, I guess it's across the salt pan or whatever that is.
Luckily the Grenadier's got plenty of acceleration, so from a standing start there, bit of momentum made all the difference. Back onto the beach, it's another soft beach. And definitely staying on the high side here.
I've got it there. And yeah, this is back onto the beach.
Luca likewise with his petrol 4.8 litre.
Soft, but there's plenty of room.
Plenty of acceleration there. Now, another choice. Most of the tracks were heading left. Maybe there was a reason for that.
Oh, I'd keep going if you can.
Alright.
Only if it's safe to do so. You got better vision than I have from there.
I'm going to need to be recovered out of this.
Roger.
It was very soft.
Off camber, soft, high tide.
All right, whatever you do, don't dig yourself in.
You're moving slow. I am moving at the moment. Said 76 couldn't do that. But I'm also sliding towards the water.
Okay, I'll pull you out. I'll just turn around.
This is not disconcerting at all. That tide's definitely on its way in. So yeah, it is what it is. Look, had to go at this track, slipped off the line into the soft sand, close to the high tide mark. We're safe where we are, but the tide is on its way in still. We're about 20-30 minutes away from high tide. Yeah, look, if I could have held that line, there's definitely a track there and an exit at the end of this beach, but this stuff's just super soft. But you know, no stress. I mean, the ocean's at least 1.5 meters away from me at the moment, and look, you know, the guys are here. I think Luke has nearly got me hooked up already, so good as gold.
How you going, Jason? You all good?
Yeah, I'm cozy, mate. I'm good.
I'll tell you when I'm ready to rock, right?
Yep, just let me know and I'll start applying reverse judiciously when you're ready.
Okay, 1, 2, son, I'm going.
Go. think I'm stuck again.
So we did move a fair bit there. Sorry I didn't have any better footage of that, but through the window there you can probably see
Left-hand
Lucas' car.
Yep.
You're pointing out there still. You're not even straight. So when you came, what's up?
Starting to throw some sand down. As you can see on the screen, you know, at this point I still only
Is that straight or angled?
had the Grenadier a couple of months, and one of the off-road screens on the Grenadier does actually have an indicator to show you the angle of your front wheels.
Hang on, 1, 2, 3, go.
Go.
So yeah, didn't move a whole lot that time.
I did move then, so I think a couple more and we might be in business.
Lucas just lining up to give me another.
Just watching Luca in the rear view mirror here. Again, I moved a bit. We're making progress.
Oh, yes.
Jason, you're still spinning.
Yes, but I moved a bit when you snatched me.
But your wheels are still turning now.
Well, I don't have my foot on. I don't have my foot on the accelerator.
So yeah, that's how soft the sand was. The car was pretty much bellied out, and just with idle, the wheels were still turning.
Are we going again, or?
Yeah, we'll go again. If need be, I'll turn around and winch you out.
Copy that.
1, 2, 3, I'm going. Stop.
Yeah, I didn't move a whole lot that time.
Look, to be sure to get you out, I'll just winch you out.
Okay. All right, we're going to winch. Still got a beachside seat here. But yeah, look, it's a reasonably steep beach. It's going to be a while before that high tide gets here. Just take your time, guys. I'm a lot higher on the beach than what I was, I think, and the water's further away, so just as and when you're ready. So there's Luca's patrol in the rear view mirror. He's trying to get moving and get turned around so that he can winch me out.
So yeah, well and truly stuck here.
This is why you do robe with
You may need to move your car.
with a few friends if you can. Obviously, if I was solo and in this, well, if I was solo, I wouldn't have had a crack at that track. That's the track just there. So you can see it's a little high track, and you can see the point where I've slipped off it, just through there. And yeah, you really need to stay on that high side. But yeah, it just didn't happen for me.
Looks like you're happy to winch him. I don't know, you just get the fuck out of the way, I'll get him behind Paul, either. Roger, Paul, you might have to go up a bit further, Paul. Keep going. That's pretty good.
So probably a bit hard to see in the rear view there, but Adam's run Luca's winch out, and he's going to hook onto my rear recovery point, and they're going to winch me out, and that'll be the business. No muss, no fuss. It's all good. I could see how if you were solo and you got yourself in this predicament and you're waiting for Limestone Coast 4x4 recovery to come and get you, I could see how you'd be a little bit stressed. Those guys get out as quick as they can, but they're always kept pretty busy, not surprisingly with conditions like this. But yeah, we're all good. You know, we've got 5 vehicles here. If we can't figure a way to get one out, we're doing something wrong.
Trying to get off there.
Appreciated. As I said before, what's that Kiwi saying? Beach days, bro.
Beach is.
Yep, there's Adam. And he's sort of a little bit jiggy. Dug just a little bit of sand out from under us. There's some good breakers out there. I can see.
Yeah.
I can see you out there on a board. There's a bit more in it than there was yesterday, Arvo, isn't there? Good bit of fun. Right, Luca has got us hooked up, and I think he's just about ready to start winching.
Have you got what's it, like an idle control, like no accelerator?
No, no,
Like a tractor setting?
no, no. But if I take my foot off the brake, like before,
I know it's turning.
yeah, and I didn't have my foot on the accelerator. That's just the inertia of.
I guess, and there's no resistance too, because
Yeah.
you're flattened out. So yeah, if it's in reverse, they'll just spin and
Yeah, so I mean, if you think it's better, I can stay off the gas entirely when he starts winching.
yeah, it'd be nice
I'll just try and feather it really light once he starts winching and gets.
Car off for a minute. It's not engaging. Bloody hell.
winch issue.
Yeah, his winch isn't engaging.
So yeah, very rare for something on Luca's car not to work.
Looks like we're giving up on Luca's winch.
Yeah, might have to use bands of mine or Adams.
Yeah.
Adams.
Well, I think I'm the only vehicle without a sand flag and without a winch.
You can count on like 50% of winches not working though. 50% of winches in a convoy not working. Mine did work when I left home.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the worn winch I had in the Padge back in a car, and I'm going to put it in this. It's never let me down, that thing. Paul's going to have me dug out before we get a working winch hooked onto the car.
Luke is going to be cranky that his winch is not working and his thermo band wasn't working.
He is going to be cranky. He's been doing a bit of work on the car lately to make sure everything was working for the trip.
I've never seen anything not work on his car before.
No. So yeah, looks like Adam's lining up now. So we're just about there. I don't know if you can see out the rear window over my shoulder. Luca's hooking the winch on. My old tyre tracks just got water in them. Yeah.
Tide's definitely on its way in.
Yeah, got a copy.
Just going to take up the tension, then I'll let you know just to ease with the accelerator. Right, you're live.
Copy that. Yeah, I can feel it picking up the tension in the car. Oh, now it's not.
stop. It didn't move. I don't know if you can turn the wheels at all.
Yeah, I can turn the wheels. Are they not straight?
Yeah, having your reverse is just a little bit of example. Alright, I'm going to put you under load again. Try and reverse, Chase.
Yeah, I've just given it a little bit.
Reverse.
Just starting to move now.
We're going to have to double line this because it's just not moving.
Yeah, righto. I guess do we double line or even line up another one? That tide's still coming in.
So yeah, this recovery certainly turned into
Yeah, there's the
a
tide
mission.
coming in. You can see down there where the water's actually gotten into the tyre tracks that I've left as I've been pulled backwards by Luca. So yeah, definitely coming in. Looks like Paul's decided to give us every opportunity. He's got my max tracks down off the roof and putting them behind the rear tyres.
So yeah, winch.
It's not going to hurt anyway, is it?
Winch, double line pull.
So it looks like we're doing a double line pull. Adam's winch through a winch ring to the back of my car and then anchored onto the back of Luca's car. And Paul's been doing a lot of digging. And we've got my max tracks under the rear tyres.
It's not great, so it's double line. You see, we're connected to Luca one side, me the other. Just max tracks in. I'm just going to get my winch controller and we'll give it a go. Hang on.
Copy that, and I'm getting the water coming into my tyre tracks. So yeah, you can see there that last surge from the ocean actually came up into the tyre tracks right in front of the car here. So yeah, it'll be a little while before we get another one that high, but yeah, definitely
Winch in.
copy that.
On the bed.
Double line pulls are always
Yeah, I'm giving it a little bit.
slow and steady.
Keep it in control, no spinning. Good.
Yeah, I'm just giving it only a tiny bit.
Take a little bit of left hand down.
Copy that.
Lovely.
So we are moving slightly.
Just a little bit of... No, lady, it's perfect though. It's just moving nicely.
Yep, just let me know if I need to steer different or if I need to give it more or less power.
A bit more power and you start straightening up, over.
Okay, a bit more power and I'm straightening up.
About a metre. Easy. Stop.
Stopped.
I reckon you could be clear. Let's just double check that. They're looking at some other stuff. Hold tight.
Yeah, they're replacing the max tracks, but I think you're right. I think I could nearly drive from here.
Roger that. We've only got about a metre left of winch load on the double line pull, so we might as well use that and then put the max tracks down. So for the sake of another metre, let's do it.
Yeah, makes sense. We're a lot higher at the beach anyway, so I'm not going to get wet here. That's a good thing.
Roger, and it's a much easier pull now, so you probably don't need, it could be in reverse, but you probably don't need to help at all.
Yeah, copy that. I'll just let it idle. Stay on this wheel lock.
Yeah, you probably got just a little bit of right hand down once you start moving. Right hand down, the other right. That's, yep, a bit more.
Yep.
On the old clear.
Stay clear.
Yep, I'm idling in reverse. No accelerator, no brake.
Good job winching.
Stop. Okay, Paul, put him up against the tyre.
Bit hard to to see on this angle, but yeah, the guys are just replacing the max tracks, giving the vehicle the best chance to move out of.
Same deal again. Looks like we've maybe got half a metre of road still pull in. Max tracks are under. Let's go again. I'm winching now. A little bit of reverse.
Copy that.
Stop! Whoa!
I just put the brake on, but I think I can drive from here.
Great, I reckon you're out. Especially if we've got max tracks and shit, so let's pack it up.
So Jason, what we're going to do is he's
Sounds
going to stop winching.
Yep.
I'll get you to go forward about a foot. Hang on. Where's Paul?
Just here.
Yeah. Because you're at the end of your max track, but all four wheels are on top of your max tracks. Well, you go forward to the tip of the max track, so that way you got all that traction.
Makes sense.
I'll sing out when, right?
Makes sense.
Hang on. Wait on.
When it's all clear and behind, just let me know and I'll right hand down and try and reverse out of here.
Okay, you're clear to do what you do.
All right. Try and keep the
You're gonna
sand.
run out of max tracks in about a foot and a half. Go.
Good as gold. Thanks everybody.
So finally out of that, and what I hadn't realised is that while I was stuck there, Dan had actually gotten stuck on this other exit. He was probably pulling up there to park up and didn't hit it terribly hard or fast, and he's a little bit stuck there. Fortunately not as stuck as I was down on the soft stuff on the beach, but he's a little bit stuck there. You can see he's just chucked it in reverse, and he's managed to get going in reverse. But as soon as he starts to try and go forward, it starts to almost sink down again. And same again, he's come backwards, but then he can't even get back to where he was. Just shows you how soft this sand here actually is everywhere. So yeah, I figured Dan's going to actually need to get himself a bit of a run up, so I've reversed back at this point so Dan's got some room to reverse down onto the flatter section of the beach and give himself a decent run up. Because with those short starts, he's not having much of a win. So come back to give himself a bit of a run up here. And again, even with that run up, he's run out of juice there, sort of towards the top. Ball's on the shovel again. So fortunately he's not as bogged down as I was. But yeah, it just goes to show even the easy exit from the beach here is not exactly that easy. So yeah, Dan's going to back up again and try and get another long run up again. yeah, I've backed right up here to give him plenty of room. And in that long shot you can see just how off camber the beach actually is, particularly on that higher section. But this should give him an opportunity to build up a good amount of speed and to hit that with a bit of momentum. And that's made all the difference for him. So yeah, following suit.
Oh yeah, no competition.
So a bit more power on the granny and handles that stuff pretty easily, despite being probably the heaviest vehicle on the trip as well. And here we are heading through the backtracks, through the dune country again. So you can see there is some fencing in some areas there to indicate where you're not meant to be driving. Clearly you stay on the right side of those fences. Back onto the beach just for a very short run. So this is the tail end of the beach that we were on, just bypassing that really soft section where I got stuck. And you can see how much Dan and Paul were bouncing around here on this little rocky section. It's a pretty rough little rocky exit. And again, you know, if you find yourself at these intersections, and we just take the logical route, which for us is to turn right and head towards the beach. We know the beach is on our right hand side because we're heading south, but yeah, there's not a lot of signage. A little bit of a soft sand section here to climb, and before we know it, we're back down onto a beach again. Just a cracking drive through this country. Like, you're on the beaches, you're off the beaches. Both, the driving on the beach is great, the driving off the beach is just as great. And the scenery changes. Look, we all thoroughly enjoyed this trip, we really did. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you like what we do, please like the video, leave a comment down below, and think about subscribing if you haven't already. Really appreciate the support from everybody that clicks that subscribe button. You can see the rock formations there on the right and the left as we're heading off the beach here. And into another network of tracks. Some trail bike riders here. And one of the rare times we actually ran into some oncoming traffic. Considering the time of year, it was a lot less busy than we were expecting, but it had been a rough lead up to this time, and the beaches had been closed up until about a week before the Easter break, so a lot of people might have made other plans, anticipating that it may not be open. So a nice little sandy climb here off the beach. And again, just keeping right with a view to getting back onto the beach as soon as we possibly can. And in this particular case, we may have come the wrong way. Now that's the thing, without detailed maps, of which, you know, we couldn't find any really detailed maps of this area, and there's not a lot of signage. It really is follow your nose and find your way. You're not going to get too far lost if you generally know where the beaches are. So yeah, back on the tracks, and looking for our next opportunity to get back towards the beach. You can see on the other side of these dunes up ahead here, there's another beach, another big open sand area here. Looking for that opportunity to get us back to the beach. So these backtracks are all pretty good. They're generally not too soft, but as you can see here, they can be pretty off camber, but they're generally pretty drivable. And yeah, just like that, we're back onto the beach. Every time you come out onto a beach, you really don't know what you're going to get. This one's nice and wide, fairly flat, so pretty easy to drive on. Next section of beach is much the same. Like, these big wide flat beaches are just great to drive on. Nice and smooth, great views, and you're not too concerned about getting stuck and caught by rising tide. It is after high tide at this point. So we just pulled up there and jumped out of the cars quickly for a bit of a lookout. And I think I got volunteered to take the lead again. And opted to take the second track to the right this time because that one looked like it was going to the same place anyway. And maybe just an opportunity for traffic coming the other way to overtake. So, of course, you know, not there, but a few corners along we actually find somebody coming the other way, so I've just been able to pull off to the side as much as I can there to give them room to get past us.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, no worries.
So he was by himself. So once he was past, we were right to continue on our way. Again, that perennial dilemma along here, so, and of course we're going to turn right. Another access track here on the right to the beach. Nice little climb there, not too soft, cracking view of the beach, and access straight down onto the beach again. So some of these accesses are just great, like you come up over that hill there, fairly skinny little track. And you're back down onto a beach again, watching the breakers roll in. Reasonably soft beach this one, not super soft, but you can see from the tyre tracks up higher there on the beach, definitely reasonably soft. But we're a long way from the tide and it's on its way out now, which is a good thing. Definitely a good time to be on the beaches after the high tide. And once again, just coming to a reasonably rocky little exit. doing these back on the back tracks, and as you can see, a lot of the corners here are sort of off camber. You've got some fairly high banks that you definitely want to pay attention to, particularly if you're driving a taller vehicle. Yeah, slow and steady through those sections. Quite often on these back tracks you get glimpses of the beaches and the ocean, and it's like it's teasing you, saying, well, the ocean's just there, but you're not quite there. And as I said in the other videos, there's a lot more of this backtrack driving than we were expecting, or at least than I was expecting, not having done Road to Beachport previously, because most of the videos don't show you this stuff. So again, here we've got an option to go right, or we've got an option to go straight ahead. And of course, I'm going to take the right-hand option. Fortunately, that wasn't too soft. And we have lucked out. This has taken us straight down to the beach, which is exactly what I was hoping would be the case. So a bit of a different beach, this one. A little bit of sand up high, but very rocky down low. And a very clear, defined track where to drive. Back onto a sandy beach now. Look, I have showed a fair bit of this in this video, just because, look, we thoroughly enjoyed the whole trip and I wanted to share a lot of it with you guys, so apologies if all the beach driving is getting a little bit repetitive, but they're all different, the terrain's different. Tight spot there through the piled up sand. And again, you can see how off camber the beach is. A lot of wheel tracks to the left, not very many going straight ahead. So again, that's a bit of a warning sign. You see that along here? Maybe think about it. So I have managed to maintain a fair bit of momentum. You can see again, you know, even though the high tide, it's after high tide, the water's meant to be on its way out, it is still fairly close, and there's not that much beach here to drive on. So you know, these sort of areas, you definitely want to be maintaining your speed, maintaining your momentum, and you really can't second guess yourself, or you will get yourself into a spot of bother. So just rounding this first point. And we're back onto a little bit wider beach here again. You can see how soft that sand is. And I'll just planted the foot a bit to try and maintain that momentum and keep the car moving, because you do not want to bog down in that stuff. And again, staying on the high side here as much as I can. Bit of a chewed up section through there. And again, we're sort of running out of beach. And this was a complete rookie mistake. I stopped, which was just, I just shouldn't have done that. You needed momentum to get through here. And once again, I'm stuck. Have managed to reverse out a little bit, but not too far. But that was just a complete rookie mistake. Lucas, driving it how you should drive it. Plenty of momentum and speed. It's just when you're the one out in front and you're navigating, there's my view of Luca going past. And you're not sure, before you go and lead everybody into it, you naturally sort of want to have a think about it, which was
Yes, we got stuck on the beach again.
the wrong thing to do.
Hesitation cost me this time. It was really soft, and I stopped to have a look at the track ahead and decide whether or not to proceed. And I decided to proceed, but I didn't have the momentum. Luca's got through. Paul's just coming towards me now. He's going to try winching me out.
Wait here until I know what's going on down there, Adam.
Paul went around on a bypass track. Yeah.
Where did, I can now see the flag, sorry, that turned in there.
So,
Or did Luke, Paul might have gone further, right now in line with Luca.
but yeah, hesitation is what cost me. I stopped, and
You well in front of them, Paul?
you should never stop.
I'm in front of Jason.
Paul's lined up to run his winch out and pull me out. Luca's behind Paul.
Copy that.
Look, it's after high tide, so the water's really damn close, particularly that one. Like Luca's tracks where he passed me have got ocean in them. Water, I should say. Yeah, so that's Luca's tracks right there, and the last surge actually filled them up. So yeah, there's Paul, there's my efforts. So yeah, that's how close the ocean is actually coming to my Ineos Grenadier just at the moment.
What do?
We're going to stop meeting like this.
Yeah. I'll get my winch control.
I'm not stuck, I'm parked. Stopping was the wrong thing to do. I know better than to stop on soft sand, but in the moment we all make stupid decisions. So yeah, and then I've tried to reverse out and I've made a little bit of progress. Problem is the camber of the beach, the minute you don't have forward momentum, the camber just pushes you towards the water, and there's no two ways about that. Oh, I stopped just back there.
On that hump there, yeah.
Yeah, I stopped on the top of that hump,
Yeah.
and had a look at it,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't have.
No.
Yeah, I stopped and had a look, and I'm like, yeah, a bit of gas, I'll get through that. But you know, obviously when Luca came roaring past me, that's what I needed.
Yeah, that's it, momentum.
I should have just committed and floored it. Isn't the tide going out?
Yeah. They said you always get rogue waves.
Is that what we call it? Rogue wave.
Yeah.
Nearly getting wet tyres here on the Grenadier, but Adam's feet are wet, but you know, it's all good. It looks like they're feeding it out manually like I used to have to do with the Padge.
So
Oh, wet toes.
definitely a case of driver error here, not the vehicle. Grenadier's being super capable on this soft sand, been very happy with it. You know, but any vehicle's going to get stuck if the driver screws it up. So making good progress with this winch. A little bit of acceleration from me, I think, is helping that as well. I don't think we're bogged out quite as much as we were on the last one. just driven a fair bit of that as Paul has taken up the tension. Luca there on the right, Adam on the left, building a road with the max trucks for me. So just feeding them under the front tyres to keep the front up out of the soft sand.
Left hand down, left hand down. Yep. Left hand down.
And I definitely think feeding the max trucks under the tyres there has certainly helped. Yeah, Luke is encouraging me to have left hand down to try and get higher up on the beach there. And yeah, Adam grabs the next max trucks, feeds it in. As Luke does the same on the right. Paul just stopped there to rest his winch, and then he's reversed back and re-extended the winch line so that we can do another second winch to get me out of this chewed up sand. So the combination of winching and putting the max tracks under the front tyres seems to be working really well. And again, you can see there the slack coming onto the winch line. So close to getting out of this really chewed up stuff.
Straighten your wheels that way. What's that?
So yeah, Luke is just trying to push some sand there into the rut to flatten it out. Using the max trucks like a bit of a shovel.
So Paul may have had some sort of electrical problem with his car. He doesn't seem to have enough power to run the winch anymore, maybe. Or, oh, that's odd, they're feeding it out. Maybe they're going to do a double line pull. It's making a weird sound though. Not sure what the plan is exactly. We're a lot further from the water now, which is good. Yeah. But yeah, the amount of that winch rope that they're running out, I think they're, yeah, and Paul's got a winch ring in his hand. I think the plan must be to do a double line pull.
So yeah, just setting up for the double line pull. Just taking the tension back up on the winch. That's the thing with a double line pull. Obviously, your line speed on your rope is half the speed of a single line pull. So you get more pulling power, but half the speed. So yeah, slow and steady with this winch.
Adam, you alright? Yeah.
Just telling me there not to spin my wheels too much. Yeah, just move the winch damper back down the cable a little bit. Always seems to be the way for the car. Lucas calling stop when I feel like the car's making progress, but that's the thing, your spotters outside the car can actually see what's going on. So that's why it's good to have a spotter outside the vehicle, controlling the recovery.
You're almost out.
Definitely a long way from the water now, and almost at the point where I should be able to drive finally again. Very slow and steady with those double line pulls. But just goes to show how soft the sand is, and the grenadier is pretty heavy as well. It is 3.5 tonne. So just resetting for another winch. I lost count of how many times we've winched in this recovery. I think it's probably 4 or 5 separate winch runs in the end, if not more. And I did think at that point that I was finally out. But not quite, so Paul's moved back a little further, reset again, and one last winch. Get me up onto the sort of hard packed sand where I can actually drive. So just packed up Paul's winch there, and he's reversing out of the way now, and nice to be moving under my own steam again. Maxtrack's certainly got a workout on this trip, because yeah, the last 2 recoveries for me we've used the Maxtracks in combination with the winch.
That's where we've been. So let's go looking for a Maxtrax. Somewhere in here is my 4th Maxtrax.
We did fight it in the end.
Well, we're out. Maxtrax packed away, shovel packed away, cold beverage secured.
And yeah, you can see Dan over to the left there on the back track that bypasses this section of the beach. He sensibly didn't want to come and tackle it after I'd gotten so well stuck. And look, once somebody's been stuck like that and tuned all up, it's going to be even harder to drive. So yeah, just pushing through to the end of the beach here now, where Luca and Paul are. And just push it on again. that perennial, do we go left or do we go right? And yeah, it looks like there's a track here to the right. We are getting pretty close to Beachport at this point. Another beach exit just there. That one will be a bit more challenging, fairly steep exit. And that is our last section on the beach for this this section of the trip. So we're not far out of getting into Beachport. The rest of this trip, or the next section of this trip, we actually do South End to Port Macdonald, and that is outstanding. So road to Beachport is the part of the SA coast that everybody does. You've probably all seen videos from YouTubers on road to Beachport. It's the section that everybody raves about. I'm going to argue that the next bit that we do, South End to Port Macdonald, is as good, if not better. The scenery is amazing. The other guys had never done it. I had done it about half of it. So the first part from South End through to number 2 Rocks, I had never done. But then after number 2 Rocks, we get through to Cape Banks. And the section from Cape Banks through to Port Macdonald I had done previously in the patch. So had a fair idea what we were in for there. And it's a section of the coast that most people don't even realise you can actually drive. And some of the best beach drives were on that section coming up. So stay tuned for the rest of the trip, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying this. As I've said multiple times, we all had an absolute ball on this trip, and definitely want to go back and revisit this section of the SA coast again sometime. Taking our time was good. We didn't sort of try and cram too many kilometres into each day, which is unusual for me when I plan trips, but I allowed for the occasional bogging, most of which were me, but I'm going to say that's because I was in the lead vehicle position most of the time. Yeah, so just coming into Beachport now, and just a matter of driving through Beachport. We then jump onto the Beachport Millicent Road and then turn right off that and head into South End to get back on the coast. So this one has been a reasonably long video. We're going to leave this one here, and we'll pick up in the next video from South End through to number 2 Rocks. And it's probably a section of the coast that you may not have ever seen a video on before, I strongly suspect. So stay tuned for that one. If you're still watching at this point, thanks very much for sticking around to the end. Really appreciate it, and look forward to sharing the rest of this trip with you. See you in the next video, guys.